Now you're probably thinking, why am I going to fit a plug hole? I haven't got a sink. I'll come to that in a minute. First I'm going to show you my bed. I've finally finished it off. This is my bed base. Mattress is going to go on top of here. The whole area is going to be just one big mattress. These are doubled up because these slide out like this, and this gives me 6 foot length, purely to comply with the DVLA regulations if ever I decide I want to register the van as a camper. I explained all that in the last video, so I won't go over it again. Just wanted to fill you in and show you what it actually looks like. There you go. Now because it was raining again yesterday, I finished off my electrics. I'll just show you what that looks like. My electrical panel, I finished off wiring that up. Front light, back light, and my electrical sockets there. So that's all tickety boo and working now. Still no solar panel. Can't see the point in putting them on. It's winter after all. Now it has stopped raining, like I said earlier, so I'm going to take the opportunity to fit my plug hole, and my plug hole is going to go in the floor. It's going to go down here inside my gas cabinet, because under, where is it? It's hard to see when I'm pointing the camera down. Yeah, in here, this is going to be a box, and my gas bottles are going to go in there. And this is going to act as a gas dropout, because propane and butane are heavier than air, so if there is a leak from one of my bottles, the gas can escape through the floor and not build up in the van and be quite a potential hazard, to say the least. So now it's no good me just drilling a hole willy-nilly in the floor wherever I like. I need to get underneath the van, see where the chassis rails are, see where any cross members are, to make sure I don't drill down into any of those. So what I do, I'll get under the van. I know roughly where it is because there's a tie down thingy. I'll show you. It's easier to show you than it is to try and explain. See the tie down there, that bolt goes right through, so I can get under the van, see where that bolt is, work out roughly where I want my gas dropout to be. Then I'll drill a pilot hole from underneath going up. Just a small tiny little 3mm drill bit going up from underneath, and then I'll get back in the van and I can see where the pilot hole is, and that'll let me know where I can drill my big hole from a gas dropout. And to drill that big hole, I'm going to be using a hole saw, not this one because it's a bit too small. I've got to go and rake around and find a bigger one yet. So yeah, that's my next job, to get underneath the van and drill a pilot hole. Back in the tick. Cool, it's cold out there, so I've drilled my pilot hole. I've just put a torch on it so you can see where it is. There you go, right there. There's 2 little holes there because I drilled one hole through the metal. Wasn't sure if it went through, so I did it again. But there's only one hole in the floor, so that allows me to, that's a perfect spot right there just to drill me big hole for me plug. So that's my next job, find me hole saw and drill hole down. So from below the van you can see I picked a nice flat surface. It's quite close to this cross member, but the reason I did it there and not here is because there's a dip there in the floor, and I wanted it to be on a nice flat surface, so when I put the nut's going to go on top of that, it goes on a nice flat area of the floor. So that's absolutely perfect, and it avoids any cross members as well. There you go. So now I'll need to take off the edges and then put some red oxide primer around the bare metal. And whilst that's drying, I'll have a cup of coffee. I interrupt this program for a special announcement. Whilst having my cup of coffee, my heater control panel just turned up. So now I can fit my heater. But first, back to the job in hand. So you may ask yourself, well actually ask me, why use a plug hole? Why do I use a plug hole and not a proper gas dropout vent? Simple reason really, because I like to do it. This is what I like to use, and plus these come with these rubber seals. You've got 2 of these, so one above and one below, and so what happens is your floor gets sandwiched between these 2 rubber seals like that. So your floor's in there and it's sealed because I've got plywood, and then you've got the metal, but in between that I've got insulation, and I don't want any moisture getting under that insulation and in turn rotting my plywood floor. So that's why when I put this through, that's why I chose that nice flat surface underneath, so that when I screw this up it completely seals it fingers crossed. And just to make sure, I will put a little bit of silicone around here when I screw it up, and that'll ensure that it's completely sealed, and then there's no chance of any water getting underneath my flooring. And not only that, when this is through the floor like this, it'll be about there because my insulation's quite thick. I've got all this hanging down underneath the van, so if it's raining, all the spray off my tyre should hit the side of this and not go up inside and flood my gas cupboard. That's the theory anyway. But nevertheless, if it's raining really hard, and it's like, you know how it gets when it's like sideways rain, your wipers are going mad and you're thinking, why am I driving in this weather? And when it's like that bad, and there is a slight chance that water can get up and flood my whole van, I'll simply put the plug in, and that stops any water coming back up. Obviously, I'll turn my gas off, like you should when you're driving. You should always turn your gas off. Don't drive with your gas switched on. Very dangerous. Yeah, always, yeah, seriously, always turn your gas off before you drive the van. So I'll turn my gas off, put my plug hole in, put my plug in the hole, and hey presto, there's no chance my van's going to get flooded no matter how bad the weather is, unless I go for a river or something stupid like that. Yeah, so that's why I use a plug hole, for that simple reason. Now I'll show you what it looks like. Do you want to see what it looks like? It's just a hole with a bit of red oxide. I'll show you anyway. That's the whole point of this, isn't it? Right, so there's my hole now with a red oxide primer. I hope you can see that. I'm kind of guessing where it is. I can't actually see the camera. So there you go. I'll just put you back up there. I'll rest you there for a minute. And I'll go and put my plug hole in the hole. Back in the mo. So here's my plug hole from above. And now I'll show you what it looks like from below. There you go, nice little neat job as well from underneath. If I just get it a bit closer. Oh, there you go, bit of light on it. You can see the silicone all around there, so that's nice and sealed now. Sorry about the wind's picked up. There you go. So there you are, that's how I use a plug hole as a gas dropout. Now if you found this video remotely interesting, or even maybe useful, or inspirational even, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And like, share, subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment below. Feel free to talk among yourselves. And thank you for watching. I'm going to go wash my hands because they're rather black and dirty from that silicone. That silicone doesn't matter how careful you are, does it? You always get it on your hands. Right, I'm hungry. I'm going to go. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate it. Ta-ra for now. See you on the next one.